drive lah. Good morning guys, welcome to Khong driving, and I'm in a left-hand drive car. Yes, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Okay, so what car is this guys? This is a 1974 BMW 2002 Turbo, and I think it is one of two cars in this country, and it was brought here in 1975, 1st of January, and it raced here in Malaysia once. And the owner of the car now is my good friend David Lacey.
So I got the car and I contacted BMW in Munich to verify the identity, and when I first spoke to them, they really didn't believe that I had this car in Malaysia, so I had to spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks sending photos and explaining details before they admitted or confirmed that this was an original 2002 Turbo, and I've now got the certificate to prove it.
David has painstakingly restored this car to its former glory. It was he found it in a deplorable state, and he has done a lot of work. He paid a hefty sum for it, and he has paid another hefty sum, a more hefty sum, to put it together. We won't talk about numbers, but anyway, this car runs beautifully. It is 48 years old, and I last saw it 47 years ago when it was new, and I am back again. Hello BMW. And I was a starter in the race. It was, I think, an April or May day in 1975. It was the enduro race done by MMSC at Batu Tiga, and I was the official starter. This car was driven by Mr. Poncholo Ramirez, my old friend from the Philippines, and my very dear friend Eric Bui. And because it was an endurance race, they had 2 drivers, and the car ran very he wanted to check the history of the car. And I remember, of course, I remember these cars very well, and that's how we got to know each other. And at that time, the car was being built, and we do have some pictures. I hope to share them with you, how this car went from zero to hero. And today, after arranging for about a year, we are now going into the second part of our adventure, that is to drive this car up Genting. Now, considering that this car is a lot younger than me, I don't really have to be gentle, but I think we will be gentle because this is a precious car and we're going to drive it up. Now, most of the car is stock standard except for a digital lambda sensor. The rest of the car seems very standard, and David is trying to keep it as standard as possible, because if you keep it as standard as possible, it's worth more money. And just for your information, this car is worth about 800,000 ringgit. Now, if he just says, I want to sell it, somebody will come here, David, take the money. So David is a permanent resident in Malaysia, and he comes from Butterworth. And we're here at the entrance to Genting, and we're going to take a very nice nostalgic drive up here. And this was a car that I really loved at the time. Okay, so this is going to be a nice and smooth drive. There's still a lot of power. Do you know what's the horsepower of this car?
It's around 200.
It's around 200 horsepower.
Yeah.
Guys, remember this was in 1974, yeah? And 200 horsepower was a lot of horses then. Of course, I got to get used to driving left-hand drive again. It's been a long time since I drove a left-hand drive car. Is the exhaust standard?
No, it's a local fabricated exhaust.
Okay.
Just because cannot get an original one.
Okay. You would if you could, right?
If I could, I would get an original, yeah. But this is a nice local made system. Did a great job, I think. Very nice.
Sounds quite good. Okay. Wow, look at the Beza understeer. Oh. And he comes back out to take his line. He wants to make a U-turn or what? Yeah.
So that hiss is the
Blower valve?
blow-off valve, right? No wastegate, just a blow-off valve on these.
Whoops, the drive shaft. There's a bit of noise on the shaft. Okay, we're gonna take it easy, Okay, for the first time ever, I'm overtaken by a motorbike.
Now you can floor it a bit.
Whoops. Gotta be gentle. Oh, the gears are really long.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm in fourth gear. It's not the car, guys, it's me getting in the wrong gear. Okay, the only solution is go a bit faster. Then I don't have to shift gears so much. Oops. Okay, your right hand drive shaft.
Yeah. Okay.
first gear, and then from then on there's usually a very huge gap to third, because this is only a four speed, right?
Right, so they did offer a close ratio 5-speed that filled that gap.
Okay, this one still has the old ball and nut steering, so on the straight it sometimes gets a bit vague, but around the corners it seems to be alright. So that's why if you tow in the front about 1 mm, it should be good. This one has got 4-pot brakes, so that's good. It's got a ventilated disc, very rare for 1974, and huge drums at the back. Wheels are 13-inch.
Yeah, even BMW's race cars were using drums at the back in periods, so
I see.
no discs until late 70s. And this engine is a close relative of the engine which ended up in the BMW Brabham Formula 1 car in 83. So that was also the same iron block, same mechanical injection system, and that was in F1, generating in the race trim about 800 horsepower.
Wow. So David, you said there were 1,600 of these cars ever made, right?
Right.
And according to David, they estimate there are about 400 left in the world.
Right.
And how many were right-hand drive? How many were brought into Malaysia? Just 2, right?
Well, as far as we can work out, there were 2. Yeah.
2.
A white one and a silver one. There were 2 colours available, white and silver.
Yeah, the white one would have been 8009.
Right.
This is 8010. So I remember these car numbers very well because they were sequential.
And 8009, no sign of it, so no record I'm aware of, so long gone.
Maybe it crashed or something.
Yeah. So as far as I can tell, this car, the silver car, was raced, as you said, at Batu Tiga, and again at the Penang, the sports car race at the Penang Street Circuit. The white car, as far as I know, was a road car. Was a road car, just used as a normal road car, but I don't know what happened to it. So once you're up in the green, it's got reasonable torque. It takes a while to get it up there, but once it's in the green section, it pulls quite well.
Okay, we are at the first roundabout. So today's drive is not about speed. Today's drive is about enjoying this car, and I'm enjoying it so much that we're going to go all the way to the top. No, we're not going to squeeze to the left of this truck until I know where he is going. Is there a synchro for first gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I think we have to take to the left. job, David.
And so this is mechanical fuel injection. So it's quite an interesting bit of technology made by a company called Fisher. And it's responding to throttle position.
Yes, very well.
And manifold pressure. And you know, doing quite a good job,
Yes.
given the fact it's a mechanical
Yeah.
system.
So it uses a lot of vacuum stuff.
Right, right.
I think with this car, third gear will get you through almost anything. Yeah, we're in third. Second sounds a bit hectic. Okay, that's the drive shaft.
Yeah, it's probably the exhaust hitting the drive shaft.
Okay, there's no power steering, and I think there's quite a good caster on the suspension, so the steering actually wants to return to center very much, and it's very loaded when you go around the corner, so it's heavy enough to give you the feel. And of course, all you guys who are so used to power steering, you won't like this. But this is what the old cars were all about, man.
So it's going to the gym.
I'm alright, it's not that heavy. I'm quite used to it. Thank you. Take the line, yes. So you don't stress the rear, the drive shaft. There's a dip in the road here. Ah, that was it.
So this is the first modern turbo, the first car with a turbocharger,
Is it?
because it predates the Porsche. So Porsche
Oh.
came out later in '74 with theirs.
With
So
the turbo.
this was the first European turbo and the first modern turbo. And as we said, this is probably the first turbocharged car in Malaysia, maybe the first turbocharged car in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
From back when.
Yeah, you may be right. I don't recall any other turbo cars.
Of course, there were kits. Like people had kits from the mid
What about the
'60s.
Saab?
Much later.
Much
I
later,
think
right?
78, 79.
Yep.
The Saab came out.
Yep, the Saab turbo came later. And that's why this project didn't take off very well, I think, with the fuel crisis of the time.
Right, but I think they launched it at just the wrong time. It was just before the fuel crisis.
But it's actually a very lovely car.
You know, and this car's got the reverse script 2002 turbo on the front spoiler, and they had that for the press cars, and it caused major political problems in Germany. So it was raised in Parliament. It was considered too aggressive, especially at a time of national restraint because of the fuel crisis. And so BMW removed the words from the production cars. So the production cars didn't have it, but everybody wants it. So all turbos have now got the script back.
The drive shaft.
I think it's the exhaust either hitting the subframe or the drive shaft.
Okay.
So not too serious.
Yeah, I'm suffering with lag.
Yeah, you've got to get it up in the green.
Yeah, I got it in a second this time.
Suspension, and it's got a big fat anti-roll bar. It's got a 19mm anti-roll bar, which is turbo specific on this.
Actually, for a 1974 car, it's actually quite modern. But actually, the older cars were built better. The older cars had double wishbones, you know? And it's only actually the McPherson strut was a very cheap way of making suspension at that time. But of course, it became very popular in the Ford Escort, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In the Cortinas. Okay, guys, we are finally up here in Genting Highlands. And yeah, well done BMW 202, and well done David.
Thank you.
You've done a great job building this car, and we're at the top without any incident. Again, confidentially, David said that I'm having some issues with the gasket, so it might burn, but never mind. If it burns, we'll just tow it back to Penang and we'll rebuild the engine. No worries. Well, I didn't blow the engine.
That's good. I can drive it back to Penang now.
Yes, you can. And David came all the way from Penang, and now we are at the end of our adventure. We're at the top of the hill. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
And
good fun.
I really love the car, and I got another person I can visit in Butterworth, because David just told me he's got a few other cars, and I must go and have a look at them.
One day we can.
Yes. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching our video, and let's say bye bye to David.
Thanks.
And don't forget to subscribe. Alright, till our next video. Bye bye.